Greetings, kindreds. It's Megan. Today I want to do a little review of the books that I've read so far this year. This is what I house my little inserts, or what are these called? I guess, yeah, inserts. I was going to say signatures in. Sorry if the filming's a little different. I have my same like desk pad, but different location. And I had thought of doing these earlier, like month by month, like I did last year, but just health and whatnot hasn't really allowed for that. But that's okay. Let's catch up now. So we'll start with this one. So this signature, let's just try and get to the camera to cooperate. This one, or insert, is where I chronicle, in case you're new here, all the books I read each month. So this was 2025, which I can't believe it's 2026, already well into almost April, right? And then I just had some like random ones about literature in here, which I don't think I'm gonna do this coming, I don't know, we'll see, 2026. So far I have not, at least. So to mark kind of the beginning of my next year, I got these beautiful tabs from MeagansDiary, and I just think they're so precious. So these were my top books of 2025, and now we are in January 2026. So again, yeah, I just thought that would be an easy way to kind of look at where I'm at. So January, I read 3 books. I've read 8 books so far this year. The God of the Woods, absolutely love it. And I gave it 4 stars here. My star rating kind of varies a little bit based off like when I let a book sit with me. I did this page closer to end of February, but that's okay. This Liz Moore book is a family mystery set at a camp. A camper goes missing. The only thing is that same camper's older brother, went missing years ago, and the family owns the campgrounds. It is a beautiful mix of characters. There were a couple ones I didn't connect with, but it's so atmospheric and beautiful. Love that one. Then I read Silent Companions, which is kind of a creepy one. It should be so up my alley. It was creepy but predictable. I wanted to like it, but I liked it. I didn't love it. Maybe I'd like it if it was a movie more. So I gave it 3 stars. And then The Siren, it's really more like a 3.5, Amelia Hart. I loved Wayward. That was one of my favorite reads, I think, of last year. Yeah, it was one of my top 5. And Sirens, like, I liked it. I just didn't love it. And I love mermaids, so I thought I would just adore it. But it was good. It was worth reading. All right, into February. I've been really in a pink phase lately. So I read Theo of Golden, which I could totally see this being a movie. I gave it about 3.5 stars. And then 2 Frida McFadden's, just because I needed like a juicy kind of beach read, even though I haven't been beaching it up. But anywho, Theo of Golden is a beautiful little book. It's a little bit hokey for me at parts. Don't come for me, or a little preachy, but there are some parts of it that I absolutely adored. It just, I don't know, I've been having that problem with books this year, so maybe that's just me being cynical. As for The Crash and Dear Debbie, they're very classic Frida McFadden's. The Crash reminds me a little bit of Misery. It's twisty, psychological thriller. It's what I expect. Like, I don't expect any Frida McFadden to be my favorite book ever. Dear Debbie was kind of a different type of Frida McFadden to me. I loved Debbie is an advice columnist. I loved that take on another psychological twisty mystery, and I didn't see the twist coming with either of these. The Crash may be a little bit more predictable, but yeah, I enjoyed them for, you know, what they are. And then in March, I read The Names, favorite book so far this year. And then I just finished Friedrich Bachmann's My Friends, which I heard about through Jimmy Fallon, actually, from his book club. So I was super eager to read. So we'll start with The Names. hands down my favorite book ever. No, not ever, just of this year. So I'll talk a little bit more about this in a little bit. It is one character and his family, and how his life would be different, basically with 3 different names, which just seems like a plot line I wouldn't like, but I was here for it. I loved it. There's another Maragona Studio Art sticker. My friends, Friedrich Bachmann, this book really has some beautiful prose, beautiful quotes in it. Again, it did a little bit for me what Theo of Golden did, where it was just maybe a little bit like, I'm going to teach you this lesson or something. And I know a lot of people, this is their favorite book of last year, so please don't come for me. I did love lots of it. Like I said, I love good writing, so the prose alone, I was here for it. I was very invested in the characters too. One of the main characters, Louisa, did annoy me at times. Like, I just felt like some of the dialogue wasn't, I didn't believe it. And they use a lot of quotes, beautiful quotes, from art and history, and it's very layered in that way. But I'm just like, I just don't see these kids in the story, because it follows 2 timelines. I don't see these kids talking like this. So I wrote in this little bubble, there's a lot of trigger warnings in this novel, but mostly it was the fear of what was going to happen more than what happened. So the trigger warnings kind of lived in my own head. Wow, my nails look perfect with this page. Maybe that's why I just did this one before filming. So yeah, I think some of the triggers, it's more the fear of what the story says a lot about, like the worst animal in the world or scariest is a human. And yeah, so that definitely there are triggers in this one and in this one. But I just my one other ick, I'm sorry, it's such a beautiful story, it really is. I gave it 3.5, but it's probably more like a 4-star read. Is there was characters that just kept saying like, okay, I'll tell you the rest of the story now. Okay, I'll tell you the rest of the story. I'm like, tell me. And you're worried, like, is someone dying or being hurt or mutilated? So yeah, there was a lot there. Okay, let's look at, so in this one, Call Me Cordelia. This one I actually, so I'm starting to add stickers, like bookish kind of stickers to these too. Reading is my jam. So these are where I write or make pages for like my very favorite books that I read. So this was 2025, excuse me. This one is very sentimental to me because it's got a card from one of my dear friends in it, and it just came at the perfect time. One of my favorite books of all time. I know I'm not here for this. Love Broken Country. Again, there's My Wayward. Correspondent did not disappoint. And of course, Little Women was a reread. So I've only got 2 favorites, which you kind of probably heard. So The God of the Woods, love it. Like I said, very atmospheric. And there are lots of things in this book that I just found really relatable. I would love to see this as a movie. There's a lot too, if you like mythology, where they play on that. The woods itself as being a character. If you've read this book too, my favorite character is Judy, or Judita. I loved her very, very much. This one I listened to and read, so I mostly did the audio, and I thought the audio was really, really well done. There's a character in this named Bear, one of the brothers, and I note that because there's a character named Bear in the names, and I just thought that's funny. My 2 favorite books so far of the year. So, okay, again, with both of these, why I added the tabs, like here I'm 2026, is like there's just so much more of this. I don't know, I don't want to waste the pages, so even if it spills into another little insert, who cares? So the names, I'm gonna do my own video just on this, probably for my name channel. Here I just wrote like most of the names in the novel. I loved this book. So it follows a family. This story is centered around domestic violence. So it is a family dealing with domestic violence, how that impacts them all. I do want to say that as a trigger kind of warning there. But it's not just about that. It's really a very, very beautiful story. And I didn't realize when I was reading it, till I was reading it, that the story splits into 3 different takes, because I was like, wait, how is this person still here, or why aren't they in Ireland or England? Or it takes place in both countries. And then I was like, oh, okay, I see what it is. So yeah, one of the characters is Bear, Julian, or Gordon, depending on. That is not like a trope that I normally like. You know, like I love a family mystery. I love a camp setting. I love the woods. Those are tropes I'm here for. So this split, that this ended up being my first 5-star read of the year, was very impressive to me. I cared for the characters deeply in this. I was worried for them. I loved them. Even when they made mistakes, I still saw something redeeming in them. It's just very beautifully written. And it doesn't write down to the reader, if that makes sense. Yeah, it was so beautiful. And it stayed with me. So it made me, these are the kind of books, to me, both of these, that made me want to write, like as a writer of fiction. So yeah, I will do a video on this, mostly kind of centered on the names, but really, really rich novels, these 2. I would love to hear what you've been reading. What did I just start? I'm trying to look it up. Paper Flowers or something like that. I don't know. It's I was gonna look on my phone, which I'm filming on, so that won't work. But I'm always looking for good books. I really would like to, I'd like to read some Steinbeck this year. I'd like to jump into Ulysses by James Joyce, but I just don't have the mental capacity right now, because I feel like that would be its own class. But yeah, so that's that. And I also have this cute little guy to wrap it all up in. I will see you soon. You can follow me on Instagram, MeagansDiary, where I'll post more of this loveliness. If you have read any of these or you have recommendations, love to hear your thoughts. I am babbling now, so I will bow out. Lots of love.